let's start the class for today. First, we'll see that what we discussed in the last class. Is the board visible?
Yes, sir.
So in the last class, we started with a numerical problem to be solved by using the mesh current analysis technique. And we took a very simple circuit, but this circuit can be easily solved by Ohm's law or maybe some KVL. But we solved it by the mesh current analysis. Then another circuit we took having two loops, and in that problem that loop current was loop currents were to be evaluated. So we did it by again the mesh current analysis technique, but we saw that as the current source doesn't have any resistance in parallel, so we have to take a resistance in parallel whose limiting value is infinite. And for voltage source, if such thing happens, then we have to take a resistance in series whose limiting value tends to 0. So these are the few things you have to remember when you are solving this type of circuits. Though for loop current or mesh current analysis, voltage source, if voltage source is there without resistance or with resistance, that you should not bother with the voltage source. But as in case of loop current analysis, in most of the cases we have to convert the independent current source to voltage source, or source transformation you have to do. So therefore, if there is no resistance in parallel to the current source, so we have to assume some resistance, internal resistance in parallel with the current source, and the limiting case we have to consider, that is when the resistance in parallel to the current source tends to infinite. Okay, so these things you have to, little things you have to remember solving different circuits. And then we started the superposition theorem, and we discussed about the principle of superposition first, because principle of superposition basically guides the superposition theorem. And this principle of superposition is applicable for all linear systems, not only electrical circuits, as I told in the last class, that this principle superposition is a test for checking the linearity of any system. Now, when we discuss an electrical system, so we generally refer it as a circuit. When we take an electrical circuit, so this same superposition, principle of superposition, becomes a superposition theorem. And as we discussed in the last class, this principle of superposition is basically the combination of two principles, principle of homogeneity and principle of additivity. So this is how we discussed. Now we also stated the theorem having four parts, and then we took a generic circuit to discuss the theorem. So this, up to this, we discussed in the last class. So how to solve an electrical circuit by using superposition theorem in generic term we discussed in the last class. So if you have any question, you can ask me, or I can go forward. Anyone has any question? Okay. Now Today also we'll start with a numerical problem. Let us take some circuit like this. Okay. This is the circuit. Here this is 10 volt. This is 8 volt. This is 5 amp. This is let us take 10 ohm. This is 2 ohm. This is 5 ohm. This is 2 ohm. This is 4 ohm. This is 4 ohm. Okay, so this is the circuit. Here, what you have to do, you have to find out the current through this 5 ohm resistance. Find out the current through 5 ohm resistance. Now start solving it. I think you all have calculator with you. Okay, so do it first. So what we will do here, we have to identify how many sources are there. So that is the first thing for superposition theorem we have to look at. Okay, now here how many sources are there? Quickly identify. Just a minute. Okay, so have you seen that how many sources are there? Then you can find
There
out.
are two sources, three sources, two voltage source, one current source.
Okay, so let us write like this. So V1 is 10 volt, V2 is 8 volt, and I3 is 5 amps. Okay, now one by one you have to consider, one by one source you have to consider. Let us consider the V1 source. When we'll consider the V1 source, what we have to do, other sources you have to make off. So what do you mean by making a source off?
Yeah, the current source should be open circuit and
And
that
this
voltage source should be
short
short
circuit.
circuit.
Okay, so we have to redraw the circuit once again, keeping other two sources off. So you do this. Okay, so this is the circuit, isn't it? So this is the 4 4, this is 2 2, and this is 5. And what is this? This is 10. This is 10 volt. Okay, then what you have to do, you have to first find out this current, which is suppose I. Okay, how can
Yes,
we do
sir.
that? How can you do that easily?
KVL.
Okay, KVL actually we don't use because anyway, KVL also you can use because only one source you have. Okay, so 10 plus 2, 12. In this way you are saying, na? So one by one you have to go
Yes, yes.
this from this
Yes, sir.
side. Then you remember that ultimately this 5 ampere, the current through the 5 ampere you have to find. So what else you can do? What you can do, you can go by the source transformation. Like here you have 10 volt and 4 ohm in series, so you can transform it by like this. So 10 by 4, that is how much? 2.5. So 2.5 ampere in parallel with 4 in parallel with another 4. Okay, and you have 2 as it is, then you have 5, and here you have, what is this value? Rightmost one, তাড়াতাড়ি respond করো.
10.
Not 10, it's 12 only, na? Why you are saying 10?
12.
This is 12. This is 5. If this
Yes.
is 5, this is 12. Now, when we'll combine these two, what we'll get? 2 to 4, 4 are in
2.
parallel. So 4, 4 parallel means 4 by 2.
2.
So 2. So 2 are in parallel with 2.5. So what will be the source transformation again? Wait. So 2.5 having a parallel with 2. So it will be 5 volt in series with 2.
5.
Again 2 you
2.
have. So you have to do this quickly because 3 circuits you have to solve here. Okay. Now what you are getting? You are getting 5 volt in parallel with this, na? Okay. Now you can solve by any method. So 5 and 12 are in parallel. What is the value you will get? What is the equivalent? 5 into 12 divided by 5
60
plus
by
12.
70.
Okay, so this value you will get. Okay. Now what is the current through it? That is 5 divided by 4 plus 60 by 17. It is okay. If I find this current, so this will be this value. Is it okay? Have you understood? Now what you have to do, you have to find out this current by current dividing rule. If this is I, so this I will be 12 divided by 5 plus 12. So that will be your final I value. Is it okay? Nobody is responding.
Sir,
Yes.
could you explain to me how you converted the source from 2.5 ampere to 5 volt again?
Okay. So here you have 2.5 and this is 2 ohm. This is 2.5 amp. This is 2. So if we convert this, what you will get? What will be the voltage source?
V equals to IR, so 10, 5.
So this is 5 volt, and this is 2 only. So this was the
2.
transformation we have used.
Sir, if the current and the resistance was in series, then how it would have been?
No, here we don't have that issue, na? Here
Okay,
we
sir.
are not facing that issue. If we have that issue, then we have to tackle it in a different way. So here we have that option to convert the voltage source into current source and current source into voltage source. Okay, so this is one of the technique. By repeated source transformation, how we can approach to the solution quickly. So other approaches also you can do. You can use KVL, you can use loop current techniques, anything you can use here. Okay, but this I think this source transformation will be easier for this particular problem. So therefore we have opted this. So have you understood up to this?
Sir, can you explain the last part?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Definitely I will explain. So this circuit, up to this circuit it is okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Then you see 5 volt in series with how much? 4 ohm. তাই তো? আর প্যারালালে কি আছে? 60/70 না? So one more step I should draw here, then you will understand it. In series with 4, and here the parallel combination is giving 60/17. So this is the circuit. Now what will be the current? Suppose I dot, I dash. So what will be the current? 5/4 plus 60/70 na? So this is the current na? Now this current is flowing through here. So this I cap is flowing through this part. Now this part will be dividing into 2 parts. Here we can use current dividing rule. Current dividing rule means what? Do you know current dividing rule? Okay, so let me tell you
Yes,
that
sir.
current dividing rule. Let me tell you that. I thought that you know this, so therefore I didn't discuss that. So suppose a current is here I, this is I1, and this is I2. So how this I will be divided? I1 will be I into other resistance path, resistance of the other path. Okay, and okay, so when you are writing 1, you have to write 2 here. So that is the thing you have to remember. And when you are writing 2 here, you have to write 1 there. Denominator will be same, only the numerator will change. So this is called the current dividing rule. So that I have used here. So that means I want to find out the current through 5 ohm resistance, but here in the numerator I have taken the 12 ohm. Correct?
Yes, sir.
What is the solution quickly? So here more 17 we are getting.
0.25.
Sir, the
1 by
current is coming as 0.468.
Huh?
0.47.
0.47. Okay, 0.47 is right. Let me find out this. So 60 divided by 128. 0.469. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so one part we have solved only. Now we have other 2. So that means now we will consider V2. Okay, we'll consider V2 and we'll keep off other two sources. Let us see what you will get. You just draw your circuit. So this is one part considering V1. Let us consider V2. The board is getting hanged. Anyway, so here only this resistance you will have. Now this is plus 8 volt. This is 4. This is 4. This is 2. This is 5. This is 2. This is 10. This is 5. Okay. Okay, so this is you have to keep off. So we'll get the open circuit here. The last source you don't have to draw. Okay. So how will you solve this? Any suggestion? Here also you can go by this source transformation technique. So this is 8 and this is 4. What you will get as a source transformation? Quickly. What will be this current source value?
2.
2. The last resistance value again 12. Okay, so then current source in parallel with 4. So that means what will be the again voltage source value? Quick. What is this combination value? 2. So that means here you will get 2, another 2 already you have. And what is this voltage source transformation? 2 into 2, 4. So this is 4 volt. I am not disturbing the 5 because যত আমি পরে 5 টাকে ডিস্টার্ব করব তত 5 এর কারেন্টটা আমি আলাদা করে বার করতে পারবো। So that is the method. So here also I am getting the similar way. So here 4 and here what is this combination? Again this 60 by 70, isn't it? So that means this is 4, this is 60 by 70 and this is 4 volt. Now what is the current? So this current I will write I. Okay, that was you took I. So this is I prime. So what will be the value of I prime? You just calculate it. 4 by 4 plus 60 by 17. But I prime is the current through 5 ohm. So this is the I prime. So that means 12 by 5 plus 12. Let us calculate what is this value. 4 into 17 into 12 divided by again 68 plus 60 into,
Sir, 0.375.
is it so? Okay, so again 4 by 128.
0.375.
Yes, sir. It is coming 0.37.
Okay, so the second part is over. Next, again you have to take third source and you have to keep these two sources short. That means 4 will be there. Here only 4 will be there. This part will be short. Here you will get 2. Here you will get 5. So here I am considering I3 source. Keeping the I3 source, other two source voltage sources should be kept off. Now what is the value of this I3 source? That is 5 ampere. Okay. So here these 2 4 already in parallel that you can identify, isn't it? So 2 4 in parallel means what? 2 4 ohm in parallel. That means what? 2 ohm, 4 parallel 4 plus 2. So this 2 is this. So 4 plus 4 parallel plus 2. That means ultimately 4. So 4 is there and here you have. So that means here only 4 ohm is there in parallel to 5. And here in this side you have a 10 into 5, that is 50 in series with 10. Source transformation we have done here. So this is 50 volt in series with 10. Now can you calculate the current? Overall current? Overall current is 50 divided by 10 plus 2, that is 12, plus 5 into 220, 5 into 4 20 divided by 5 plus 4 9. Okay, into 4 divided by 4 plus 5, 4 divided by 9. So this is the value of I double prime. So that means 50 into 9 into 4 divided by 108 plus 20 into 9. So 9 will cancel out. So this will be 200 divided by 128 again. So what is the value is coming?
1.56.
1.56.
1.562. So these are the three currents we have already determined. So final current will be I equals to, okay, so I 5 ohm equals to I plus I prime plus I double prime. Now you just tell me what are the values we have already calculated. Values of I briefly.
Sir, 0.46 first one.
46. 0.46.
The first one, second one 0, and
46.
second one 0.375
না না একই এতে বলতে হবে
and 0.
একই decimal place 469, okay, 469375, correct, 469,
468 actually.
no, that will be
0
469,
375.
and this is 1.56.
And
Okay, so add these values.
sir, you are rounding off 469.
Yes. Whatever value up to whatever digit you are taking after decimal, before that you have to round up, na?
Sir, 2.406.
406.
Okay. So
Oh,
this is
2.466 ampere.
the I5. That is the answer. Understood? So this is how
Yes, sir.
we have to solve. Other methods are also you can take, but I think it will not save you time. If you know this type of source transformation, for this type of circuit where you have combination of current source and voltage source, it will be easier for you. But you only have to see that whether the voltage source is there in series with the resistance and current source is there in parallel with the resistance. If it is there, then it is easy to handle. Is it clear? Now, should I go for another circuit, another problem, or I should go for the next theorem? So I have another circuit. I can discuss that with dependent sources. What should I do? You just suggest.
Yes, sir. Please discuss it.
Okay. So the next circuit which I will take, these are all arbitrary circuit. I also don't have its actual answer. If at any point of time, if you think that answer is wrong, you can challenge. Why I am discussing this problem? Because till now I haven't discussed any uh, problem with dependent sources, and you have some doubt regarding the dependent sources, isn't it? So therefore I have taken this one. So let us take R1, R2, this is R3, and this is R4. So this is R3. Now let us take this as V1. This is I. This is V and this is I. And the current through R2 is I1. And this current source is a current control current source, that is beta I1. Let us take. And suppose this voltage is defined as V2. Now this is a voltage control voltage source, that is alpha V2. Okay. Now what you have to find out? You have to find out the voltage V2. How should I proceed? Any suggestion? This you have to solve by superposition theorem. Superposition theorem. Okay. So again, one by one, we have to take one by one source. So let us first consider the current source, then the voltage source should be kept off. So let us draw the circuit. So considering this I, let us draw the circuit once again. Should I keep this dependent voltage source off? That means the voltage dependent voltage source, that is alpha V2, we should short circuit. Hmm?
Yes, sir.
You want this to be short circuited like this? What should I do? In the last class, you just referred the circuit theory, that particular superposition theorem, the statements, different statements. Okay, so you have to remember once again that if there are dependent sources, you cannot make them off. So they should be there in the circuit as it is. So therefore, I am discussing this problem. You cannot make the dependent sources off. Only the independent sources you can make off. So this current is I to I forgot to draw it. So this is I2. Okay. Am I right? Have you understood how I am writing, how I am drawing this from the previous circuit, keeping the independent voltage source off? তোমরা বুঝতে পেরেছো এটা কি করে হলো? Take it. You see, in this problem, we have two dependent sources. Now suppose this beta I1 is a dependent current source. Now this beta I1 dependent current source depends on another current in another circuit. So that means this is, in the problem, this current is mentioned at I1. So this beta I1 depends on this I1. Okay. So you cannot keep the beta I1 0. In that case, this I1 you are basically assuming 0, but that is not the case, isn't it? So therefore, you cannot make this current source off. And here also, they have mentioned the voltage across R3 is V2, and this particular dependent voltage source is dependent on the voltage across R3, that is V2. Okay. Now, if we short this alpha V2, that means you are considering as if that V2 is 0. But V2 is not 0. V2 can be any other value. because V2 is the drop across the resistance. How it can be 0? It is not a source. V2 is not a source. V2 is the drop across a passive element, R3. So it cannot be 0. So you cannot make this alpha V2 off. Got my point? কি বুঝতে পেরেছো? This thing you have to understand very clearly, otherwise you cannot solve the problem with dependent sources. This is first time I am taking some problem having different dependent sources. So therefore you have to understand this very clearly. If you have any doubt, you just ask me. If there are dependent sources, you cannot make off either in superposition theorem or in any other theorem like Norton's theorem or Thevenin's theorem. You cannot make the dependent sources off. Only the independent sources you can make off. Correct? So that
Okay,
means,
sir.
Yes, sir.
here you have to
Okay,
find
sir.
out two cases. One, because here we have only two independent sources. One is I, another is V. So first you have to consider I, make the V off. In the next circuit, you have to consider V, taking I off. Okay, let us first take this one and you solve for the voltage V2. এই সার্কিটে V2 টা কি হবে? ওকে, তো এখানে I টা কি হচ্ছে? এই কারেন্টটা, if I apply KCL here, anyone, what will be the value of this I or capital I, whatever? Here you can find out it by KCL. At that point, if you apply KCL, what will be the value? So value will be, okay, so you just write all these capital letters. So this V1 by R1. So that is current through R1 plus I1. So this is the KCL at this node. So that is the first equation. Okay. The second equation, you can use the KVL in this loop. So this we are getting from KCL. Next, KVL in that loop, if I apply, what you will get? Quickly you tell me. The loop that I have shown, in that you have to apply the KVL. বলো তাড়াতাড়ি কি পাবো?
Plus alpha V2 and
Alpha V2.
I1 minus I into R1.
I1 minus I. কেন?
Yes, in the left loop there is I current.
You just
So I1 minus I into R1.
you have already this V1 na. Suppose this V1 you directly take V1. So
Oh,
V1 is
okay,
already
okay.
defined. V1 is already
So
defined.
minus V1 plus alpha V2 minus V1.
V1 minus I1 R1. That is the drop in this, sorry, I1 R2. That is the drop in R2
And then
minus alpha V2 equals to 0. কি এটা হবে না?
yeah.
সিম্পল হিসেবে নাও না, তো কমপ্লিকেটেড ভাবছো কেন? Already the v1 is defined. Why I will take i1 I minus i1? Already v1 is defined, so you just take a small loop and use KVL. So v1 minus i1 r2 minus alpha v2 equals to 0. Okay,
Okay, sir.
now in the right half, you go to the right half. There what you can write by using KVL or KCL, whatever you can use. KVL is simpler because here you can go for the source transformation as well. Or current dividing rule also you can opt for. বলো কি হবে? How we can write this equation for the right half? Okay, so you just see what are the resistances R3 and R4. So this will give you R3 into R4 divided by R3 plus R4. Okay, so if we take these two parallel resistance, that is in parallel with a current source. Okay, so that will give you some voltage. Okay, and that voltage will be the V2, isn't it? Are you getting? বুঝতে পারছো না?
Sir, please repeat, sir.
Okay, so we have some parallel resistance R3, R4, and we have a current source. Though it is a dependent current source, but current source is there. Okay, now how you can represent this V2 in terms of this? So that is the problem. এখানে আমাকে V2 equals to লিখতে হবে একটা কিছু। কেন V2 টা তো একটা ভেরিয়েবল, সেই V2 টা না জানলে এই V2 টাকে আমি সাবস্টিটিউট করতে পারবো না। এটা হচ্ছে মেইন ব্যাপার। যেমন এখানে আমি i1 টা দিয়ে রিপ্রেজেন্ট করেছি, তাহলে এই i1 টা এই বিটা i1 এ লেগে যাবে। সেরকমই এখানে V2 টা আমাকে বার করতে হবে। এই R3 across এ
V2 equals to I2 R4 হবে।
I2, but I2 I don't know na.
Into R4.
I2 I don't know.
Oh.
Then you have to find out I2. হ্যাঁ, I2 R4 হবে, কিন্তু সেটা তো আমি জানি না। বুঝতে পেরেছো the problem? হুম, তাহলে এইটা কি আমি কারেন্ট ডিভাইডিং রুল ইউজ করতে পারি না? এই যে এখান থেকে একটা কারেন্ট বের হচ্ছে, সেই কারেন্টটা তো এই দুটো কারেন্টের সামেশন। This current which is outgoing from this branch, that is beta I1, that is basically the summation of these two currents. So how you will get these two currents?
V2 by R3 এর একটা কারেন্ট হবে আর একটা
V2 by R3
V2 by RT plus I2.
and another is I2.
equals to beta I1.
Equals to beta I1. So I2 is also unknown, na? Okay, so I2 also you can, how you can write this? If I2 is unknown, then I2 also this V2, because here also if
Yeah, V2 by R4.
V2 by
Yes,
R4
they are in parallel.
They are parallel, so that V2 voltage will
Yes,
be
yes.
only against that. কি বুঝতে পেরেছো? So this is only the KCL. So current is summation of two branch currents. Okay, now how you can write this? Hmm? V2 টা কি লিখবো বলো?
We have to apply KVL in
আবার KVL কেন? এইটা থেকে শর্ট
beta I1 equals to V2.
Sir,
I1
delta
V2
I1 into R3 R4 by R3 plus R4.
এই কি বুঝতে পেরেছো না পারোনি এখনো? Understood? Okay, so you have to
Yes, sir.
solve many problems, otherwise it's difficult for you. So one more thing that we haven't considered here, that is the sign of V2. According to the sign of V2, current should be outgoing, isn't it? V2 সাইনটা যদি এদিকে প্লাস থাকে এদিকে মাইনাস থাকে, তাহলে এই V2 রেসপেক্টে কারেন্টের পজিটিভ ডিরেকশনটা কি হবে? R3 থ্রু দিয়ে বলো তো, টপ টু ডাউন না ডাউন টু টপ? Remember, R3 is a passive element. Okay, so what should be the right convention of positive current? Is it this or this? When the current is flowing in a passive element, what about the voltage? Voltage rises or voltage drops? Do you know this?
Sir, drops.
Voltage drops. একটা রেজিস্ট্যান্সের মধ্যে দিয়ে, আমি ফার্স্ট ক্লাসে বলেছি, একটা রেজিস্ট্যান্সের মধ্যে দিয়ে যখন কারেন্ট যায় তাহলে ভোল্টেজটা ড্রপ করে। সিমিলারলি একটা সোর্সের মধ্যে দিয়ে যখন ভোল্টেজ যায় তখন ভোল্টেজটা রাইজ করে। এটা ভোল্টেজ সোর্সের মধ্যে থেকে নেগেটিভ টু পজিটিভ কারেন্ট ফ্লো করে, কিন্তু প্যাসিভ এলিমেন্ট হলে প্লাস টু মাইনাস কারেন্টটা যায়। তাহলে এখানে তুমি কি ধরেছো? তুমি ধরেছো এইটা ধরে নিয়েছো, সেই জন্য তুমি পজিটিভ সাইন পেয়েছো, তাই না? You have taken it is down to top, and I2 also you have taken down to top, so therefore you have got these positive signs. But actually, as per the definition of V2, the current should flow from top to down, then that convention will be maintained. So therefore it should be minus, not plus. Got my point? So therefore here it should be negative. This you have to understand. Okay, clear? Any doubt, any question? Ask me. Okay, now go for the next one. So it needs lots of practice, otherwise okay, so you requested me to give you some problem sheet, but still I have not finished that. When I finish I will send it to you. Problem sheet on circuit theory. So anyway, but you have other resources from where you can take some question and you can do some exercise on that. Okay. Can you draw the other circuit? Hmm? In that, you have to consider the voltage source and you have to keep the independent current source open. So here that will be R1. Okay, and across this, a voltage is already defined, that is V1. This is R2. This is alpha V2. This is plus minus V2, R3, R4, and here you have the voltage.